Do it.
Hey. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we here.
Good morning, Roll Gang, and welcome on in to this extraordinarily special episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. Yes,
Hey.
I am Processor Sky, joined by my beautiful co-host this Thursday morning here in Vegas, Nicole Buffon, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, grand risings to everyone out there. I hope you all having a great morning so far. Thanks for having me, Sam.
Of course.
I appreciate it.
Yo, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I'm so moved by your energy and your personality that it gave me the tingles thinking about asking you to come on the show.
Oh,
it made me nervous, but you came up to me and you made it so easy, and I can't even tell you how much I appreciate that.
Oh, this guy is so easy to make it easy. I love you, Sam. You're so great. And everything that you do with passion, and I appreciate that. From my light sees your light, and so we help each other shine brighter. That's what it is.
I want it. That's your thing. Is you're the brightest light. I can't even believe it. Cannabis advocate, activist. Just such a well-rounded individual.
Thank you.
Renowned entrepreneur, purple plant magic. Yo, magical woman on the show this morning.
Thank you so much, Sam. I appreciate that. And, I do this because I love it. I'm so blessed to be able to live my true authentic self, and really be able to do the work that I want to do. And that's what I get to do with M4MM and the chamber and every other board and every other hat that I wear.
Yeah.
Everything's kind of in alignment. And I stopped calling myself a cannabis advocate last year, about 2 years now. And so I consider myself a plant medicine advocate.
Plant medicine.
Yeah,
advocate.
because it's not just cannabis in my wheelhouse, right? That's not the only plant that I use to heal, to be able to live my best life. There's other plants. My food is my medicine, and so I'm a plant-based person because of that. I use plants to heal my body, and then psychedelics and all of those other beautiful plant medicines that come along with it. It's just so I'm a plant medicine advocate because that's first. When people ask me, I get people that call and ask me all the time, like, Nicole, I got diabetes. What kind of weed do I need to smoke?
Right? Yeah,
and I'm like, well, maybe you should consider what kind of food you're eating first.
Yeah.
And then we can talk about how you can incorporate plant medicine into that healing process, reversing that disease.
I love that, actually, because I actually do feel like this cannabis industry is so new, and people kind of just throw cannabis at their problems and expect it to be this be-all, end-all solution.
Huge, yes, and it's not especially not for everybody, right?
No.
I know people that have schizophrenia and bipolar and have been diagnosed with such diseases, and those diseases don't respond as well to cannabis. Well, at least not high THC cannabis. From what we've seen in research and patient pools, so it's not the end all be all for everyone, but it definitely has been for me, and I can stand by the plant. It changed my life.
Me too.
It allowed me to live my best life. And then help others. What's better than that?
It is such a loving and beautiful plant. Kind of connected us.
Absolutely. Not kind of, it did.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the chamber. Yeah, absolutely.
Yo, major shout out the Chamber of Cannabis. We're going to get on into this.
Yes.
But come to this 2-year anniversary costume ball.
It's going to be
kick it with Nicole and
so much fun.
It's going to be such a banger.
Yeah, and it's going to be our last party for 9 months.
Yeah.
So we're not having another event,
party.
We're not having another event until June of next year.
Wow.
So we're going into the legislative session here in Nevada, and if you don't understand what that means, that only happens once every 2 years. So the last legislative session was in 2021. That's when the chamber successfully passed Assembly Bill 341, which legalized consumption lounges in the state of Nevada. Woo!
Boom,
I'm so
let's go.
proud of me and the ladies, the team. You're part of the chamber.
I'm so proud.
You know,
so proud.
Our events might seem like fun and party, and that's cool. Yeah, we have a good time, but what we're doing is making sure that we have the funding that we need to support being able to lobby for these type of bills. Because it's not just us rah-rahing and, you know, saying this is what we want passed. It requires a lot of work on the back end. We submit our bill by December to the state legislature, and to get a sponsor for that bill, one of the assemblymen, or women, and then we have to work through the legislative process through the whole session. And it's a lot of work behind the scenes that most people don't see, they don't get to understand, but that's
they
what
love
the chamber does. Yeah, they understanding how to get legislation passed, though. That's work.
It's a whole different story.
Absolutely, and our lobbyist has to spend most of the time in Carson City during that time. You know, so it's a lot, and making sure that we are, you know, standing up for what the community wants. This legislative session, we're really excited to talk about our initiatives.
Yes.
And what we want to get passed in this next bill that we're going to be working on. And so one of those pillars is commerce. We think that we should be able to have double the daily limit for purchases.
Agreed.
It doesn't make sense with only being able to go to one dispensary and buy a certain amount. You can just walk to the dispensary next door and buy the same amount, right? So it should just be, let's keep it in one place, easier on the traffic and easier for people to do.
Yes.
And then it makes more commerce for the dispensaries. But we also know that justice is a part of our pillar as well. It has to be, because that's where we're about. We're about community. And we want to allow previous offenders to work in the industry. So that's something that
Huge.
our members have said that they feel like should be done when we talked with them and with the community at large. And so that's something that we really want to have in this next legislative bill, that we think that felons should be able to work in the industry.
Yeah. Make it accessible.
Absolutely. For everybody. It should be
inclusive.
Absolutely. And then the third pillar that we're going to be focusing on with this legislation is sustainability. Allow alternative forms of packaging and sales to reduce unnecessary waste. We've been talking about this in our industry for so long, and that connects to commerce too. If you could reduce the packaging on buying ounces, like you don't have to buy it in eighths or, you know, all of those things, reduce the amount of waste that we're putting out. We don't want to be an industry that's putting more waste into the environment. Our plant is so important to us, and so the more waste that's in an environment, the more harm that comes to the plant.
Yep.
And then our last pillar that we're going to be focusing on is development, education. We feel like there should be an executive leadership program at UNLV. You know, UNLV is you know, the #1 hospitality university in the world, and we've got a great program and curriculum for that, and cannabis is legal here.
Yeah.
Our state constitution says so.
Yeah,
right?
literally.
So we need to think about how we can develop, you know, bring more revenue to the state and bring more interest, young people wanting to come to this market and work and learn how to build a sustainable, equitable cannabis industry.
That's right. It starts with education.
That's right.
I mean, honestly, that might be arguably the most important one.
Definitely, right? We want to create a future of cannabis leaders that have been trained properly, right?
Yeah.
A lot of us that are in executive roles right now in this space, you know, 5 to 10 years, 10 years maybe in some states with legalization, a lot of us are coming from different industries.
That's
and
right.
We're just adopting what we've learned in our other industries to these new roles. A lot of people are taking up new roles that never existed before. And so, yeah, it's interesting to know that I think that we should be focusing on training and educating people of how to be in this space, and also making sure that they understand the history. That's so important,
Absolutely.
right? They're not talking about that accurately in schools, in other education sources, and making sure that they understand the science and the research that backs up what this plant can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more.
Absolutely. So shout out to the chamber. We're going to get to work after this party. Oh, and Beard Bros are going to be our special guests.
Beard Bros.
We're going to have so much fun.
Building.
Yes, it's going to be great. So join us Friday. That's tomorrow. Ooh.
That's right, tomorrow. I don't even know if there's any more tickets for sure.
No, there is.
They're on demand.
There is tickets, but no more for the dinner. Definitely that's gone. That we're going to be having with Beard Bros before the party starts. But definitely make sure you visit our website, chamberofcannabis.org.
Now,
and get your tickets for tomorrow. I'm going to be the Ganja Fairy Godmother. And I'm so excited about putting together my whole little outfit. I can't wait to make my premiere at the party tomorrow.
That's going to look amazing.
I can't wait. I'm so excited. So that if you come to the party, we'll get to see the Ganja Fairy Godmother.
The Ganja Fairy Godmother.
Me.
I am so excited. I'm gonna be this Jewish king over here.
Oh, I love it.
Tina Ullman got.
Oh, I heard her. Just as flowing. Yeah, I love that. I love it. I love it.
I'm pumped. But yeah, go and get your tickets really quick. Roll Gang, pop off. I have to do some quick ad reads before we get on into Nicole's story, and she actually has this really cool program that she's spearheading with Bree Padilla as the heads of the Chamber of Cannabis Political Action Committee.
Yes.
So major shout out to the Chamber of Cannabis first and foremost, the place to go to get to have an outlet for your passion for the plant.
Yes. If you're interested in politics and legislation with this legislative session coming, we're looking for volunteers for our committee for political action. So just reach out to me, Purple Plant Magic. Shoot me a DM and let me know that you're interested in participating and volunteering with that subcommittee as a part of the chamber. We welcome you for sure. There's going to be plenty of work to get done.
Yeah.
The next 6 months.
The ball's just getting rolling.
That's right.
It's 2-year anniversary, and the amount of momentum is drastic.
Absolutely.
I can't even believe how much
fun
momentum the chamber is building.
Fun. Great, thanks.
Such an amazing thing to be a part of. And honestly, it's a magical coalition. And come and join the chamber. Come and join us tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. for this banger of a costume ball. Go to @Chamber of Cannabis. The link in the bio has the ticket, the Eventbrite, and you can get your tickets for the event. And this episode is also brought to you by the Rolling Spoon Cannabis Multi-Tool. This right here is the Chamber Spoon, this beautiful, powerful collab. I absolutely love. We're smoking on some gelato in a nice rolled joint from the Rolling Spoon. Not only good for helping you to roll a dime every time, but the Cannabis Multi-Tool also gets you 10% off your cannabis education at Oaksterdam University, the first cannabis college in the world, ladies and gentlemen, the Harvard of cannabis. Oaksterdam is where you go to learn about cannabis horticulture, cannabis courses, cannabis compliance, I mean, you name it. Head to Oakland, California, in-person campus, do some cannabis trimming labs, and do it for 10% off with promo code Rolling Spoon.
I love it. Shout out to Dale Sky Jones. We love
DSJ,
Dale.
let's go.
We love Dale so much. She's so sharp about social justice and just education. She knows how powerful and valuable that is, and so we love Dale. Hey, Dale.
Yeah, Dale. Shout out Dale Sky Jones.
For sure.
And the squad in Oakland. But, yo, I'm so excited to get on into your stuff a little bit.
Yeah,
first and foremost, you got this new, you're building out the consumption lounges. If we're going to have them, then we also...
So let's break that down real quick. So just so everybody's aware, tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., the consumption lounge license applications will open.
Huge.
It will only be open for 2 weeks, actually 13 days. On the 27th of October, it will close. So that's a Thursday, 5 p.m.
Tiny window.
So if you haven't already gotten your business registered with the Secretary of State of Nevada, if you have not decided on your executive team and board and made sure that all of them can pass the agent card test, then you're not ready. Because all of those things should have already been done. And then once you do that, filling out the application, it requires a laundry list of things. Let me tell you. And so it gets a little convoluted. It gets a little confusing. Even for attorneys that I know have read this, people who are writing and writing policy and reading policy all the time. There's a lot of people that have a lot of questions. So this Saturday, M4MM will be hosting a free boot camp. We'll be sitting down with experts in their fields, real estate, accountants, lawyers, people who are into business development, professionals, all of these individuals that will help add value to you understanding how to submit this application.
I love that.
And so that'll be this Saturday. We will open up the virtual Zoom doors at 9:30 in the morning on Saturday, and we'll get things kicked off at 10 a.m. We've got a lot of areas to cover, a lot of things to talk about. We want to be able to answer questions while we're on the Zoom live. So it's probably going to go into the afternoon. So expect a long day. It will be recorded. So if you can't catch it, please just make sure you visit our website. But it's going to be something you're not going to want to miss. If you're really and truly interested and ready to get into this market and apply for this license, if that's something that you're serious about, then we want to give you the tools to prepare you and make sure that you're ready to do that.
Yeah, this is going to be a whole new world with consumption lounges.
That's right.
And if you want to be a part of that big shift in, this is kind of a historic moment.
Well, it's historic because for the first time in history, in state statute and state regulations, social equity is mentioned and defined in Nevada. And so that is historical. And M4MM worked with the chamber during the legislative session in 2021 to help get the consumption lounge bill passed, AB 341. Well, during that time, we submitted recommendations based on our knowledge and our understanding of legislation all throughout the country and what we have seen maybe is best policy versus not best policy, and made recommendations to the legislative body on this bill. And once the bill came out, because this is how the process works, once the bill came out and the regulations came out, we saw, these are things that we recommended to them.
Yeah.
This is our language.
That's
okay,
huge.
Great. You used it.
It's
so
working.
that meant you exactly.
Yeah.
That meant you read it. You said that this sounds like good policy, and you wanted to good enough to implement it. So
they adopted it.
That's right. So that's how this works. The game with making legislation and with these politicians and lobbying, essentially that's what it is. You make a suggestion, you're like, this is not going to work and this is why. And then you make a recommendation of something that might work better. Yeah. And then you see where you meet in the middle once the policy actually comes out. So so we knew how important it was to make sure that we were supporting these applications in the best way that we know how. So M4MM also, yes, we are a nonprofit, but we have so many resources within our organization. We just celebrated 6 years. This past May, we celebrated 6 years of doing this work. And so at this point, we've got thousands of members all across the country. We're international. We're in the UK. We just launched our chapter in Belize. We're in Jamaica. We're in Canada.
What is this? What are you guys all surrounded for?
So M4MM is a national nonprofit organization. We are all about education and policy work and advocacy. It has to be about that when we're talking about this plant and this industry.
Yeah.
We have to remember all of the people whose lives were ripped apart, who's lost their lives, who lost their family members and loved ones, who lost their livelihood. All of these things, not being able to get a job because you got a cannabis arrest. These things affect communities of color more than any other group in this country.
Yeah.
And that's not just here, it's universal.
M4MM stands for.
Issue. Yeah, Minorities for Medical Marijuana. And so
it's huge.
We really want to make sure that we are supporting our community with the best way that we know how, and that's with education, so that they can empower themselves to know how to navigate in this space, to understand how do we really create a diverse and inclusive cannabis industry, because that's what I know the future I want to see for this space.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. Yeah. And honestly, it's such a powerful movement that you're a part of, and getting together with M4MM to give people the equipment they need to move into this brand new era of the consumption lounge.
Yeah. It's going to be exciting. So what we also do as an organization is we provide services because of our great resources that fall under our umbrella. We have people that have been helping people with applications all over the country. So we are always making sure that, so here, now with these new licenses being released, we have the legal, the accountants, the educators, the business consultants that are going to be able to help you fill out your application, put together your business plan, making sure that social equity applicants aren't paying the same price as what an MSO or corporate member might pay.
It's crucial.
All of those things, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Like if you weren't doing that, then this industry wouldn't be what it is. Like it's a domino effect that it's building up this brand new infant of an industry, and it's such a powerful thing. You're a part of all of these different powerful organizations, from the political action with the chamber to what you do for M4MM.
Yeah.
But Purple Plant Magic is your baby.
It is.
Like,
it is.
And one thing is for sure, your entrepreneurial prowess is so impressive.
Oh, well, thank you.
Such a great mission. Can you tell what that is a little bit?
So, it started as Cannabis Connection World. Let me go back to when I started this whole movement and how I got into this space, right? So I was diagnosed with HIV in 2017, and that catapulted me into a holistic lifestyle, but I'd already knew about cannabis. I'm first generation American. Both my parents were born in the Caribbean. My father was a Rasta. So I'd obviously been introduced to cannabis since I was a teenager, using cannabis since I was a teenager. But with this diagnosis came the understanding that I was going to use plants, cannabis specifically, to help heal my body.
Love it.
So that's what made me jump into this space. I stalked Roz, who's the founder of M4MM. I stalked her on social media for like a couple of weeks until I realized that, I found her in a picture with my cousin.
Really?
In Boston. Yes.
Whoa.
And I was like, let me, yep. Okay, introduce me.
That's amazing.
And our first phone call was an hour, and it felt like family immediately. She asked me to launch the chapter in Georgia in 2017 at the end of the year that I got diagnosed. And then in 2019, I moved here to Nevada and launched the chapter for Nevada. And now I am the Western Regional Director for M4MM and working 9 states. We just brought on Texas.
Wow.
So 9 states in the region. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Hawaii. I'll be in Hawaii at the end of the month. Shout out to Hawaii, who's been medical for 22 years now. It's hard to imagine since
Maui
2000.
Wowie.
That's right. And so they're getting ready to legalize adult use. And so we've been working with our state director there and a coalition there, because we want to make sure that those local genetics don't get washed out by these MSOs that want to come in and grab these licenses and mess up the genetics. So we got to make sure that local Hawaiians get some of these licenses and make sure that we are putting value onto the local genetics.
Yeah. Maybe even give them all.
That's the goal. Because none of them got it with the medical licenses. None of them.
Yeah.
So now that we're talking about introducing a new license, it's going to be super profitable for a state like Hawaii.
Love it.
Yeah. So the work is never done. I've got California, Washington, Oregon, Colorado, Oklahoma, Arizona, Nevada, Hawaii.
Unreal.
Texas.
Unreal. And you're just organizing all of these, making sure that this, because it's becoming a large group.
Yes.
Very, very large group.
We are in over 30 states right now, and then we've got our international countries. So, and the thing is, the work is never done, right? Nevada's legislative session is every other year, so is Texas, but Arizona's not, California's not, Colorado's not, and so there's always constant, making sure that we're staying up on what bills are coming through. Like, we have to make sure the language is right. We have to make sure that we're giving our 2 cents. So but I love the work. I love it so very much.
You can tell.
Your
energy and charisma.
My purpose.
Yeah. It's your why, and it gives you so much fuel and energy.
Yeah, and that's why my light shines so bright. That's why I can, because it's that God light, right? It's knowing that I am living my absolute best life because it's purpose driven. So
Yeah,
I'm here for all of it.
It always leads you to the right place.
Oh, absolutely. And I got to give a shout out to, I wear many hats, but I also serve on the board of ACHEM, which is Association of Cannabis Health Equity and Medicine. I serve on that board with some amazing medical professionals and ambassadors and all sorts of individuals from all over the world.
The brand new endocannabinoologists.
Yes, they
gotta be in there.
The Knox doctors are amazing, and I'm so grateful and blessed that I get to call them mentors and like family, and they have really showed me and given me such a platform. It's amazing. I served on the first year of existence of the organization's board, and I signed on last year for 2 more years because they're doing such amazing work.
It's going to be big.
The work that I'm doing globally. I work with All Mansions of Rastafari. This is an NGO that's based out of Trinidad and Tobago, the homeland of my mother. And we're working throughout the diaspora. I'm in Africa, and it's amazing. Like, things are just... This plant saved my life in more ways than one, and I'm so grateful for it.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. It's kind of like this amazing situation where we were put on this existence at the perfect time to view this plant shift from something so negative to something realistic and positive and beneficial.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, I've seen over and over and over again how it saves people's lives. I mean, it got my mom off opioids for her pain, and she needs both of her knees replaced, neuropathy for so many family members. I mean, the list goes on, and I'm so grateful.
Such a futuristic industry. So what are you, one more time, what is this?
Purple Plant Magic. Did I get into that?
Yeah,
I didn't get into that, right? Yeah. So Purple Plant Magic started as Cannabis Connection World in 2017 and transitioned into Purple Plant Magic in 2020, and no, it was 2021. Yeah, and what that means, what I do is I help advise people. I'm a consulting agency, pretty much, but it's just me.
I love it.
But I'm a consultant. I realize that my lane is education. That is where I shine the brightest, and so I wanted to make sure that I was providing the right education resources with all of my hands in so many pots here in this space. My value is making sure that the people that are serious about wanting to get into this space have the opportunity to do so. And it was hard at first trying to figure out how to put a dollar amount to that, right? Like giving people my information and educating them. I wanted to be, it's something that I love to do so much, but I realized I have to make a living doing it. And so Purple Plant Magic was born out of that. And we make sure that we're turning advocates out of everyone that wants to come into this space, and make sure they're not just, I want to make money. No, it's got to be about more than that. It's got to be about the people. It's got to be about the plant, respect for the plant, and just making sure people understand how important that is. And so that's what we do.
It's renewable. It's sustainable.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like, I mean, I bet you reap the benefits every day. You clearly are a great example for your own brand because of the energy you're able to exude.
Oh, absolutely. And, Purple Plant Magic also is making sure that, connecting people with the resources. I said that, but it's more about wanting to make sure that people understand how important the plant is.
Yeah.
And plant medicine, because that's
it's
an advocate
philosophy,
for that. Yeah, absolutely.
Like your brain is your arsenal, and you're giving people the weapons to have a healthy lifestyle.
That's right. And I can really make a living doing that off of being ambassadors for different brands. That's where I thrive because it goes along with my lifestyle.
Truly.
And curriculum. I make custom curriculums for different types of programs, for different types of brands. So that's my, there's a need for it. And that's what's been so amazing about being in this space is because I'm making up my own business, something that didn't exist before. Right. Yeah. And so filling that need of an industry that I'm watching and seeing to grow. And of course, eventually I'll have products. I'm looking at, different things, different options. But I'm really going to get into this genetics game and focus on genetics that are coming out of Africa and coming out of the Caribbean. These land-raised genetics that I know have the powerful medicines that they that they rightfully should, and so really focusing and honing in on preserving those, and also making sure that the people that have been keeping those genetics alive have an opportunity to benefit off of the value that they bring.
The new market.
That's right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because genetics have a big seeds. We're talking about millions of dollars, y'all.
Literally.
Yeah, this is not a game. Like,
no.
And so genetics are important, and so that's my end game. I'll be in the Caribbean somewhere in Africa, somewhere on a beach.
Somewhere on a beach.
But
hunting for a land race.
Hunting for a land race.
I'll go stream hunting with you any day.
Yeah, let's do it.
Any day.
I will be up in those mountains
with
all
our
through the jungles.
sticks. And we got the band hats.
All the way through. Yeah.
Yo,
let's go.
I'm all in. Yo,
so that's the goal. That's the end game for me. And just making sure that this next generation really gets the profit off of so much that was taken from them. Because the Rastas, my father was a Rasta, so that I feel like my ancestors are calling me to be the voice for those tribes, because they still exist. But if it wasn't for them, we would not have those genetics of cannabis that we have today. If they had chosen to follow Babylon law, we would not have those genetics. We wouldn't have lamb's breath in Jamaica. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's the jam in Jamaica, and it would have been wiped off the face of the earth. But they kept it preserved for over almost 100 years. So those are the stories that I want to tell. Yeah, lamb's breath. That's the local jam in Jamaica.
I gotta try that. Yeah. Gotta get my hands on.
Yeah, some lamb's breath. You definitely want to.
Yeah.
But you gotta go to Jamaica and smoke it. They sold the genetics to Canada, so they're selling it up there. But of course, it's not gonna be the same.
No.
Right? What you go to a greenhouse in Canada, it's not gonna be the same as what's growing outside in Poppy's backyard in Jamaica.
So that's why I kind of love the new word cultivar instead of strain. Because you can have a clone in two different places grown by two different cultivators.
Yep.
And they're completely different.
That's right.
Yeah. So, I mean, you kind of got to go to the native lands and try them. And it's got to be so much fun. And your lifestyle is just... Like, that's how you educate, mostly. That's why you're such a great, effective educator. Because you act yourself.
Yes.
Which comes first.
Me transparently. I don't want to be anybody else. Thank God.
I love it. So, but you have this thing. You're going to be educating people tomorrow. This Saturday
morning, 10 a.m.
Saturday
is the boot camp. Yes, it's our cannabis. I know they blend together. Cannabis business licensing boot camp. M4MM does it all over the country. Anytime a new state introduces a license, we come in. We make sure that you have all the resources that you need to fill out the application and move through the process. And that's what M4MM does. And we check our stats. Like, we've got value customer after value customer, and just they understand the value that we bring to the table because we've been doing it long enough, and our community trusts us because we do good work, and so we will be able to get you through the application process. We would also be able to help you with your diversity plan. So one thing you got to know about Nevada's these new licenses is that you do have to submit a diversity plan into your application. From the beginning, you have to submit a diversity plan.
I love that.
And that diversity plan has to be approved by the CCB. Well, they're not exactly telling you what has to be in this diversity plan, other than they want to know, your hiring practices and what you're giving back to the community, but not really telling you how to do that. And so if you've never had to do it before, we have had that practice. There are other states that have diversity mandates that we've had to help individuals fulfill those, and so
you're gonna have to learn.
We can build out your whole plan for you, and so we want to be that resource for you. If you are really serious about filling out one of these applications, we are here to help you do that and put together your diversity plan mandate. And diversity means they also want to see how you plan on hiring diverse supply chain vendors. So we're not just talking about employees. We're also talking about the supply chain. That gives you an opportunity to fulfill that diversity mandate by making
diverse menu.
Yeah, by making sure you're supporting diverse vendors and business owners on so many levels in your business. And so that's what we do. We have a program called Procure, And we have vendors from all over the country that are veteran-owned, LGBTQ, all of it that we can put into those places and help you support your business and your new license. So join
I
us
love that.
Saturday, 9:30. Visit mmunited.org. That's our website. You can go there and register. Eventbrite has it up. M for MM, Cannabis Business Licensing Boot Camp.
Cannabis
Saturday,
Business Licensing Boot Camp.
CBLB.
And I love how you called it boot camp.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be easy.
It's
going to be admittedly hard to claim your stake in history
That's right.
in this moment.
That's right. And
You
for
know?
all of you, just make sure you understand you fill out an application, you have to pay your application fee at that time. Your application is not complete until you pay them the money. For social equity applicants, which is only going to be $10, that's $2,500. For independent applicants, which is only going to be $10, that is $10,000. And
Whoa.
you will then be put into a lottery once they confirm that everything on your application is correct and verified. You'll have to then submit the address that you want your location to be, and then you will go into a lottery. And then they're going to pick randomly those 20 licenses.
And those places will open.
So just so you know, just giving you an idea that this is and anyone in the country can apply. You don't have to be a Nevada State resident to apply for one of these licenses.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Holy cow. Yo, I'm so excited about it. It is going to be a banger on Saturday.
Yes, but before that banger on Saturday, I will be leaving the party a little early on Friday, so I'll make sure that I'm nice and fresh for you all on Saturday morning. But we are going to have a banger on Friday for sure.
This is going to be unbelievable.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Join us for the Chamber's 2-year anniversary, our costume ball fundraiser. This is how we support our lobbying efforts for next legislative session, how we support you and what you want to see happen in Nevada. And if you feel like one of these pillars did not cover what you want to see happen in Nevada cannabis, please reach out to us.
Come tell us.
Yeah, please.
Come to the party and tell us.
Yeah,
Be
that's
like,
right.
Yo,
this is what you need to add.
I got an idea. Well, you know.
Yeah, exactly. We want to hear from you. So
yeah, come and party with us.
Absolutely.
You know,
And
this
then,
is the rare crossroads between fun and a great cause.
That's right. And then on Saturday we're gonna do some work. We're gonna get that work in and make sure that you all are really ready to complete the application and then move forward with possibly getting one of these licenses. And so it's gonna be exciting. These consumption lounges. We really hope that we get to see some creative ideas and people really bringing some fun concepts to Las Vegas. The party space for the world. Everybody wants to come to Vegas and party and have a good time.
The national hub of entertainment.
That's right.
It's going to be cannabis too.
Very soon.
Very soon.
That's right. They call us the Amsterdam of the West. Well, we want to live up to that term.
Yo, think about it. You're not technically allowed to consume in the hotels.
No, you're not.
So all these tourists that have been buying cannabis have been consuming it illegally.
That's right.
And
That's right.
I mean, these are going to be packed.
Yeah,
honestly.
it's gonna be interesting to see how it all plays out, and I'm here for it. We're gonna be here for it. We're watching history happen, right? We get to make history. We get to write legislation that's gonna make history and change some lives here in Nevada, bring revenue and jobs, and it's exciting. At first legislators were hesitating because they said it's going to bring more crime. Cannabis is going to bring more crime. It's expensive. We're fighting, districts were fighting putting in cannabis dispensaries in places and neighborhoods. So we've seen now, 5 years later, the world has not imploded on us here in Las Vegas. And
like they said,
and the kids are not running around in schools smoking weed all crazy, right? God bless the kids. What about the kids? No, we are respectable business people. We give back to our communities.
We have the Chamber of Cannabis.
We're fighting social justice. That's right. So it's important, and so we're here for it. We're going to see how these consumption lounges roll out. So join us Saturday, 10 a.m. on Zoom. Register now.
Yeah, let's go. The boot camp. Yo, I'm so thankful Nicole Buffon came through Wake and Bake, yo, I just love it every time I get to sesh with you, get to see you and experience your bright light. It really is, it's so special, and this has been a while in the making. I've been so pumped, but before we let you all now off of the Wake and Bake, we got to get through the quick rips.
Let's go, I'm ready, yay! Let's go.
Hell yeah, we got 5 rapid fire questions for Nicole. And don't think about them too much. Just quick preferential questions.
Sounds good. And I promise he did not give me the questions before we started. So it's off the dome. Let's go.
Yeah, off the top. Let's go. All right. Quick rips with the amazing Nicole Buffon. All right. Question 1.
Yes.
Your favorite plant?
Oh, cannabis.
Okay, other than cannabis. I was going to say other than cannabis, but I had to hear you say that.
Okay, so Mother Ayahuasca would be my other.
Ayahuasca. Dude, what do you make with it? I'm sorry. I'm breaking it up, but I'm just curious.
No, it's a tea that you have to make.
A tea?
Yeah.
Ayahuasca tea?
Tree, and it has to be prepared to you by a shaman. It's not like psilocybin mushrooms, and those aren't considered plants actually, so that's why I didn't say them. They're considered fruit. But ayahuasca comes from a tree in tropical jungle, found in Peru mostly, and it is a very powerful psychedelic. They call the name for it on the streets is Mother Aya. It just kind of gives you an idea of how powerful she is, and it saved my life. It's transformative. So yeah. I
love that.
Yeah.
Definitely a bucket list item. All right, question 2. Your favorite cannabis consumption method?
Oh, glass.
Yeah? Bong rips? Flower?
No, not bong rips. Nope. Not dabs. And my glass would probably be neck to neck. But I'm bougie with my concentrates. So it's got to be solventless. It's got to be like ice water, rosin, like all that. But with flour is my other favorite way of consumption, and so it would be glass. In glass combustion, I got a 1-hitter.
Love it. It's clean.
I didn't bring it. Yeah, it's very clean. Because I was going to show it to y'all. But my glass piece is the favorite way. Flour.
I love
dry
it.
flour is mine.
Hell yeah.
Vaping dry flour too. I like that. That's dope.
All right, question 3. What's your favorite terpene?
Oh. So terpinolene and myrcene are neck and neck.
Wow,
because of the flavors that they bring to the table. But ocimene, because of all of its powerful medicinal properties, and it's so rare too to find it in some things. So those 3. I'm sorry, I can't pick one.
No, I love it. I like that you have a little mix.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. That's what we finding in the jungle, I'm telling you. Look for this mix. I want ocimene to be the dominant one, though, so I can really get to know how it tastes, because it's always like a non-dominant.
Hawaiian butterscotch
has high ocimene.
Have you had it?
No.
It's 10 milligrams per gram over at Medicine.
Really?
The dominant terp by over
ocimene?
Double.
Really?
Yeah. It's honestly, it tastes so creamy. It's insane.
Oh, nice. Okay, I'm going to have to go.
Hey, come visit me.
Yes, I
am. Yeah. But, what's your favorite Las Vegas casino, though?
I will say my favorite one is Aria, because
that's a great one.
Because they're the one that smells the least like smoke. So whatever Aria is doing with their ventilation system is better than anybody else's on the strip. Because I've been in all of them, right?
I like that.
And that's the reason I like Aria the best.
What about Perk MGM? The smoke-free. That one's pretty new, though.
Oh, okay. So so there's a smoke-free casino.
It's brand new. Yeah,
I haven't been there.
You might like it.
Oh, I'd have to go then. Yeah, definitely.
They spray a little perfume.
Oh, of course. Well, that's in all of the casinos.
Yeah.
That's part of by design. That's why there's no clocks or windows. Like, it's all a whole thing. But no, I have to go to the park and the new one.
Well, they do. They flex it because there's a lot of people like that.
Yeah, I can't stand cigarette smoke.
Yeah.
So.
Fuck that.
No.
Fuck a cig. Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yo. All right. So, last question here on the quick rips.
Yes.
If you could have a sesh with anyone in human history,
alive
or dead, you're smoking your little glass piece with anybody in human history.
Okay, so it would be a tie. I miss smoking with my daddy. and he's not here anymore. So he would be at the top of the list, and then it would have to be a session with him and Bob, and then I mean I couldn't leave out my sister. So my dad and my sister are both gone, and so they left together, and so it would have to be Bob, my dad, and my sister.
Yeah.
I have 3 again. Sorry, not just one.
I like it. They come in 3s. Yeah. Good things definitely come in 3s.
So having a sesh with them again would just be, and of course Bob Marley.
Yeah, Bob Marley. That's just culture. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So those 3. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah.
Oh wait.
Rihanna too.
She has to be part of the sesh.
Yeah, she's gonna be. You get to pass it around. You'll hit the last. You'll hit it last. You'll hit the just to be a part of that.
Rihanna would have to be in that sesh.
For sure. But I'm just so thankful that you came and we're sharing your light on the Wake and Bake this morning with the Roll Gang.
Thank you.
Yeah, such a blast.
Yeah.
I love getting to see you. I'm gonna see you tomorrow.
Yes. We're going to have so much fun.
It's going to be amazing.
You guys,
we're going to be blitzed up.
If you see me at the party, I will be the Ganji Fairy Godmother. I might bless you with a gift or 2. So make sure you find the Ganja Fairy Godmother.
Make sure to hover around the Ganja Fairy Godmother.
There we go.
Come and find us. Have a sesh with us.
Yeah. And Saturday, come get that work.
Yep. Saturday for the boot camp.
Come get that work.
Appreciate everybody tuning in on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube,
fun,
Twitter, and Twitch. Another episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake with the legendary Nicole Buffon of Purple Plant Magic and all of these amazing coalitions. But yeah, your mission's amazing. You're amazing. Thank you so much for coming.
I appreciate it.
Oh,
Thank you, Sam, so much.
You're the best ever. Yo, cheers.